Inflation will be lower in 2023. At least that is what the best economist that the United States can offer says. Do you guys agree with this prediction by Janet Yellen? And do you actually feel as if inflation is cooling? Senator Rand Paul is determined to have new investigations done on former top medical advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci. Some say he did the best that he could, while others are saying that rumors of him funding a gain of function research project that went totally haywire is all conspiracy talk. Also, $73 million of stolen donations may have to be returned by some members of Congress as more information is becoming available from the entire FTX crypto exchange Ponzi scheme. Do you think that they're going to give this money back to investors? Or do you think lawmakers and politicians are just going to continue to pocket the cash? Comment a quick yes or no down below. Now, before we continue, please take a second, give this video a thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel. You do not want to miss out on any of my future updates, you guys. I always aim to provide you guys with your daily dose of the truth and to get you in the know, when it comes to Social Security, housing market, real estate, opportunities for making money, side hustles, budgeting tips, investing, in order to weather this inflation storm. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. And if you own a home, make sure to get your free home warranty quote. It only takes about 15-20 seconds. The link is in the description down below. Thousands of you guys have already done it, including myself. Do not be left out. Get your free home warranty quote. The link is in the description down below. All right, guys, question. Are you feeling the same pressure that I feel whenever we buy groceries? Another week goes by and we're back to go buy food from Costco or something, right? Maybe even Walmart, although it's really expensive there. Who am I kidding, right? It's expensive everywhere. The financial freedom that we used to enjoy seems to have been taken away from us, and all because the brightest minds in our country thought that inflation was transitory, and they pretty much chose to keep the money printers on. But don't worry, if we listen to one of these bright minds, the pain may not be here for very long.
What is 2023 going to look like for the average consumer?
I believe by the end of next year, you will see much lower inflation if there's not an unanticipated shock. There are always risks of a recession. The economy remains prone to shocks. But look, we have a very healthy banking system. We have very healthy business and household sector.
You have said this. You do not believe there will be a recession next year.
There's a risk of recession, but it certainly isn't, in my view, something that is necessary to bring inflation down.
Just a quick show of hands, who here feels good about their finances and personal economic situation? I'm a little bit confused because we're seeing the labor market taking hit after hit. It's not healthy right now, and the predictions are seeing more layoffs to come in all sectors. But again, do you guys agree with Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen that inflation will be much lower by the end of 2023, or is she just gonna kind of miss this prediction too? Now, when it comes to the Twitter files that have been coming out, what are your predictions when it comes to what could happen to the people involved with all of it? Republican Senator Rand Paul is again calling on Dr. Anthony Fauci to be investigated after Twitter's Elon Musk tweeted that his pronouns are now prosecute Fauci. Paul and Fauci have made many battles where they talk over each other, and so I'm thinking that more of that may come. He had this to say on his official Twitter account, quote, "Fauci's resignation should not prevent a full-throated investigation into the origins of the pandemic. He must be required to testify under oath regarding any discussions he participated in concerning the Wuhan lab leak. His policies destroyed lives." End quote. Many upon many small businesses were forced to close during the lockdowns, depriving them of opportunities to make money, with many filing for bankruptcy not long after. Many lives were changed during this entire time. Small businesses that closed, they had to lay off employees or straight up fire them, and with some having their cash flow completely stopped. Do you think that Dr. Anthony Fauci should testify and be held accountable for all of his decisions? He's already said that he's willing to do it, but the question of him remembering all the details of the health crisis, that's another story. Now, talking about bankruptcy, the collapse of FTX has revealed a lot of information, one of which is the huge amount that was given as donations to politicians. Y'all remember that? Sam Bankman-Fried, he gave around $73 million of stolen money to members of Congress in order to help them get reelected. While the majority of these funds went to the Democrats, Republicans, they also received donations as well. Initial reports said that donations were at around $20 million, but according to their new CEO, the numbers, they just keep going up. Now, it could have been to gain attention from lawmakers, maybe even sway them with things that the company wanted, but it could be SBF essentially setting the plan beforehand so that he gets a lighter sentence once everything crumbles. Now, it doesn't take much foresight to see that he was driving this ship into a wreck. Their new CEO also says that these politicians should prepare to return the $73 million. Members of Congress will have to decide between giving back American investors' money or absolving themselves of doing anything wrong and pretty much just say that they weren't aware that any money was stolen. Now, since history is pretty much the best teacher, which of the two do you think that they're going to opt for? Return the money or keep it all? Which do you guys pick? I don't know if I have a whole heck of a lot of faith in our politicians right about now. Now, speaking of difficult decisions, it must have been very difficult for Twitter executives to change their policies when it came to former President Donald Trump. Twitter Files 4 has revealed that from 2018, more than 95% of political donations made by Twitter staff went to Democrats. Now, according to Michael Schellenberg, in the same year, they also said that blocking a world leader from Twitter would hide important information and hamper necessary discussion around their words and their actions. After January 6th, the pressure on the then Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey got heavier and heavier as many popular people called on President Trump to be banned from the platform. The very next day, Yoel Roth, former head of trust and safety at Twitter, messaged his colleagues and seemed to be pretty excited, opening with, guess what? He says that Jeff Dorsey finally approved the repeat offender for civic integrity, citing rules and a strike system where they can permanently ban someone. There's a lot of internal communication between the 6th to the 8th, but despite their policies to not block world leaders, Trump was blocked January 8th, 2021. So here's the part where they distinctly discuss that the rules don't apply to him. A confused senior executive in advertising sales asked Roth regarding the Trump ban, as this didn't seem to match their own policy. So Roth answered by saying this, quote, "Apologies for the slow reply. I've been back to back all day. In this specific case, we're changing our public interest approach for his account to say any violation would result in suspension. We aren't completely getting rid of the public interest approach, though we do have work plan on our revisions in H1 2021, end quote. So here's Yoel Roth with Kara Swisher talking about the former president.
Donald Trump.
That one I don't think was a mistake.
January 6th.
So it starts on the 6th, but it also starts prior to that.
That's correct.
In the weeks leading up, in the weeks between Election Day and January 6th, Twitter moderated hundreds. I think the final number ended up as like 140 separate tweets from just at Real Donald Trump that violated various policies.
Yes, he was
including
good
the
at that.
integrity policy.
Yeah.
Every morning it was a new tweet. Much of it was recirculating some of the same narratives, and all of it was focused on the ultimately false claim that the 2020 election had been stolen.
What do you guys think? Was this politically motivated? Was this bias? Or were they correct to change their policies to ban a Republican president from their social media platform? I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. Definitely hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you're thinking. And if you're interested in learning more about creating small businesses or investing in yourself while creating multiple streams of income through side hustles, feel free to get in touch with me, as I am more than willing to share my knowledge that I have on that. You can join the other members of the Patreon community. The link is in the description of this video down below. I'm hoping that the information that I have when it comes to investing in the stock market, real estate market, creating side hustles, and building small businesses will ultimately help your financial freedom and solve a lot of the problems that you might be having right now. But anyway, as always, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Leave a like for the video. Appreciate you guys watching. You guys are awesome. I'll see you on the next one.